well as some other really good backs. We've got an experienced and I think pretty talented receiver core, although maybe not with the marquee name. So it's very unlike Brett's situation from 3 years ago, where Brett had to kind of step in and do a lot. Whoever's taking snaps from Jake can depend on those around him a little bit more than maybe Brett was able to do. So that gives me a little bit of comfort.
You talked about the defense.
Well, we'll see when we start playing. We have a new defensive coordinator, Tom Bradley, who I think has brought a lot to our program from an experience standpoint. He's mature. He's had a tremendous amount of success at this level. He's been great for me to be around. Having spent so many years with Coach Paterno, he has a unique perspective and a fresh perspective. So I'm excited about that. I think our players have really embraced his philosophy, his personality. I think they're excited about what we're doing schematically, the aggressive nature that we're going to play with in terms of trying to force our opponent to adjust to us. And I'm excited to see where we go. We've turned a pretty good group there. We've lost some great players as well. We lose the Buckus Award winner and the Roddy Impact Award winner, Eric Kendricks. Those are some big shoes to fill. But that's college football. We've got some guys that are excited to step up and play in his place.
Coach,
what does Deion Hollins bring to the table? He's an explosive pass rusher. He's got an amazing first step. Sometimes officials are getting ready to reach for their flag because he looks like he's getting off before the snap, but really he's not. He studies the game. It's important for him to be good. He's really developed physically, and he's become a player that we see reaching the potential that we recognize when we recruited him.
Jim, what have you seen from Josh Rosen since spring practice, physically developing?
I haven't seen Josh as much. There's a lot of rules that limit us to seeing him. He's come through my office. I haven't seen him throw. I haven't seen him work out. But I know that he's put on some weight. He's about 215 pounds. He looks solid. I think that he's a unique kid. You hear that phrase, mature beyond his age. I don't know about that. I think that he's got a high football IQ, and he's very competitive. So I'm excited to see how he competes along with Jerry and Mike.
what have you seen out of Jake Brendel as far as his leadership is concerned, especially in the spring when he was kind of an acting coach for that position?
Jake is very mature. He's very passionate. He commands the respect of his teammates. Like I said, he'll be a captain again this year. He'll be a 3-year captain. When you do the vote, the captain votes, it's very rare that a ballot doesn't have Jake's name on it. That's how highly his teammates think of him. He's been a very consistent performer at UCLA. There's a lot heaped on his shoulders this spring, and he responded very, very well. He comes out every day with the mindset to compete and get better. I think he's a great teammate, a great team member, and I really feel very fortunate to have been able to spend what will now be our 4th year together.
And what can you tell us about your experience at the Special Olympics? I read that you walked out with Nepal, was it, for the opening ceremony?
Well, I've been involved with Special Olympics for over 30 years. My wife Shannon's older sister has Down syndrome, so we initially got involved with it as a couple then. She'd been involved with it forever. My wife serves on the board of directors of the Washington State Special Olympics and the Georgia State Special Olympics. We've been the honorary chairs of Louisiana, Georgia, and Washington State games. And then this year we asked to be the honorary chairs for the beach communities. So we hosted Hungary and Nepal down in Manhattan Beach and took their athletes to the beach, which was really, really cool to see some, I call them kids, they're not kids, athletes that had never been in the ocean, boogie board, and body surfing and things like that. But the highlight for me was being able to walk in with Nepal on Saturday night at the Coliseum. And it's a small contingent, only 5 athletes, I think 9 total people. And you're talking about a country that suffered a devastating tragedy with the earthquake. They saw millions of people living in the streets. It was a tremendous challenge for them to even be able to get to Los Angeles and participate in the state games. But the energy that you felt walking down that tunnel and walking out onto the stage and being able to listen to the motivational speakers, or the speakers that were so motivational was amazing. It just, I think it puts a lot of things in perspective. And these athletes, it's not always about winning and losing. It's about competing and enjoying competing. So it's eye-opening.
Coach, talk a little bit how tough it might be to have two scholarship quarterbacks. With the
Three. Mike has a scholarship.
Right.
There you go.
With Deshaunte Willard having left.
Well, hopefully we only play with one. So, I'm still adjusting in some ways to college football. So my perspective, I think, is sometimes a little bit different than others. In the NFL, you have three quarterbacks, and that's a lot. And you hope you never get to number three. And so I kind of look at it that way. Maybe I'm wrong in looking at it that way. And I know you have to continue to build your roster with young players, but I'm confident that we have three players that any one of them can step in and be productive if they depend on the people around them. People around them do their jobs, and we play good defense and good special teams, and I think we will.
Is there a point in the next